this is Fantasy-esque and welcome back to The Sims 4 Royal Witch Kingdoms. Today we're going to be having a look at the kingdom of Holcane, which is our third and final kingdom in the Royal Witch Alliance. And we are starting off in map view as usual because I want to show you guys where our palace is and where the noble houses are, and then also just have a quick chat about the aesthetic of the buildings we have in this world. So I was thinking for Holcane, I wanted to go ahead, which is based in Forgotten Hollow, I wanted kind of like a vibe of crypts and tombs that seem kind of abandoned or really ancient and have been renovated on the inside, stuff like that. So it's very different to Sikar, which has Victorian type of houses or glass houses and seems very wealthy, and then also different to Ramon, which is super woodsy, has more of a cottage type feel, like a forest hideaway almost. With Holcane, I definitely wanted, especially because we have some like red-skinned nichelings, what am I saying? Oh my goodness, I haven't played niche in a while, I'm missing it, but it's only been like a week, maybe two. But anyways, I'm getting sidetracked with The Sims 4, with this. With like some of the red niche, again, oh my goodness, some of the red Sims that we have, I don't know, they've got a bit of a demon sort of vibe going on, and that, with how gloomy Forgotten Hollow looks, I thought Holcane, hell, seems like a bit of a cool fit. I think maybe that's where I ended up with Holcane, like a combination of Forgotten Hollow and Hell. Anyways, crypts, abandoned tombs, but I will say this, out of all of the palaces that we have, the Holcane Palace is actually my favorite, and you guys will see why on the inside. It is beautiful. It is extravagant and glamorous on the inside, and it honestly probably looks like the wealthiest palace when you see the interior of it, but I absolutely love it. I feel like it's like a grandly furnished tomb for our king and queen. But okay, let's jump on in and give you guys a tour of our palace. Actually, before we jump into that tour, I just realized. So I need to show you where everything is, right? We have our royal family of Holcane right over here, which is kind of like the crest of the hill. And then you come on down and you have the noble family of Holbot, and then you have the noble family of Holdogan. Now, I think the family, like the Holbot estate, I think it's a little bit bigger than what the Holdagans have going on. That's almost like an abandoned farm sort of home, but we'll take a look at it later in the video, and I think it'll be interesting to see how different they are from the other kind of lots I've encountered. And as usual, I will be leaving the creators of these particular lots, as well as the creators of our noble sims, because I got them from the gallery, in the description below. So if you guys want, you can find these kind of lots and sims for yourself and play them in your own game. But okay, let's get going. So it is nighttime, which means we're probably not getting the grandest view of the palace just yet. But you know what? It kind of fits the tomb crypt vibe in this setting with this lighting. I know the pale buildings is quite a bit of a contrast to probably all of the black kind of architecture you'd expect in Forgotten Hollow, but I was happy to switch things up a bit because if you look at the tombstones, I mean, you don't really have black tombstones. So there we go. I feel like it works really well. Now, something that I've noticed, and I'm probably going to change at some point, is that mailbox in the corner, right there, that looks so odd. No, we need a better mailbox. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that up, but I think this particular lot has a lot of vintage glamour maybe and vampire furniture, which is probably why I like it so much. But okay, let's head on in. I don't know if it looks that impressive on the outside. I feel like the Palace of Sikar looks better on the outside, but this is flippin' amazing on the inside, guys. Okay, we're gonna head on down, and as usual, I'm gonna show you. Look at how extravagant it looks already. I'm gonna show you the palace, and I think this is the only palace that actually already has an underground section, and then I will introduce you to our royals. But if you come in, you have, look at this. You've got steps that go down into this beautiful area, like this reception area. But we have our makeshift throne, which definitely looks more extravagant. We've got this wall here, like I do with the other palaces as well. So our king and queen can receive guests. And then if you go behind the wall, look, there's steps. There's steps that lead to the outside. But we have kind of this dining area, which is quite nice. They don't have a pool or anything like our Sikars, because, you know, Sikars are like that, but that's fine. They have a ton of other cool things. Anyways, and then a bunch of seats, and it looks like this is a really interesting combination of tables and footstools. I think this is like a combo. Or it might not be. I have never used it before, so I am fascinated. Are these new things? I don't know. I really like it, though. Really like it. We've got tables, places for our Sims to sit down, so huge area to be able to entertain guests. And then we have bathrooms over here. Okay, if we go on to the right side, we have a study area. Look at this! With a fireplace. It is small and quaint, but it's perfect. And then we have this kind of entertainment area as well. So you could bring the guests here to sit down and chat and have tea. I don't know, have wine, listen to some music. It's so, so beautiful. And then you've got this team, you've got like these really small balcony areas, which actually look quite nice. Oh, that's so interesting. Some of these details I didn't notice before. If you go to the left, like I said, you have a bathroom, you have a staircase leading down to the basement, and a very small kitchen area because, I mean, they don't really need a huge area. Most likely the butler or whoever else is going to be in there. And look, we already have food being made for us. And then look at this. We've got a dining hall that looks so pretty. I actually love this green and gold. So, so nice. I'm wondering if these are kind of like new colorations of this particular... Because I know with some of the build items, they've actually, and maybe even cast items, they've gone ahead and recolored or added new colors. So I'm wondering if this is one of those things, because I don't feel like I've ever seen like these curtains, and I love how the curtains kind of sway. Is that a new thing as well? Yeah, don't remember these curtains and these chairs coming in these colors. I'm a little bit surprised, unless the lighting's doing something. I don't know. Okay, and if we go upstairs, actually, wait. If we come up back, we've already seen that. If we go upstairs, look at this, some more places to sit down and lounge, and we've got this beautiful balcony area with even more entertainment areas. This feels like a cool place to invite a lot of guests to and host maybe gatherings at. I don't know if we would do parties, but definitely gatherings. Now, if you come through, the first room over here is a bedroom. Which looks quite extravagant. I'm wondering who's going to get this. I love all the bedrooms in this palace. Like, every single room I just love. They look so gorgeous and royal. So, and they look period as well. They look very period. So you got this red one over here. I'm wondering if I should probably give this to my queen. And then if we come along to this side, look, we've got bathrooms, a public one, and then one attached to the suite. Along this side, you've got another blue bedroom, which has this balcony attached to it. And then off to the right side, we've got another bedroom that's more browns, but it looks gorgeous, with a bathroom attached to it as well. Okay, this bed, I don't know. I feel like some of these things are new colorations, or they're objects I've never used before, but they look amazing. So I've got that. And then another balcony attached to it. Yeah. So maybe once the royals have consummated their marriage, I might get them to share the same bedroom, or I might just leave them with separate rooms, and I'll probably get, like, add rooms in the basement for the kids. I'm not entirely sure. I'm thinking about that. Oh, and you guys have reminded me to add dungeons to all of the palaces underground, which I'll definitely be doing, because that is something we should have, just in case we need it. And then if you go down, Oh, one thing before we kind of head down. We have some empty rooms, I think. Yeah, like this room here is empty, and we could turn that into a nursery, which is so convenient with this particular palace. Like, we already have rooms built that don't have anything in them. Some of them. And then, if you come downstairs through this staircase, look, really nice kind of rest area. You've got a bedroom that goes off to this side. See, this could be another bedroom for the kids, or it could be a butler's room. I don't know. It's a bit extravagant for a butler, but I kind of like it. We could also turn this room into the butler's room. That's something I've been thinking about. Got a bathroom down here, another place for our Sims to lounge, and then we have a fitness area. Now, some of these magical fitness items, you know, inventions powered by magic, as I like to say with things I cannot explain. Yeah, these things are a little bit jarring and out of place, but I've left them in there. I might swap them out at some stage for something else because I'm not a huge fan of like these particular treadmills, and I don't know. I just feel like it looks way too modern. So I might swap it out at some stage and replace it with maybe yoga stuff. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But that's what we have going on here. This is kind of like the fitness area. And that's pretty much it. Now we have some really cool windows down here, and that's because it kind of, like, these rooms attach or open up to the water feature outside. So it's kind of cool to have like a window with curtains and stuff looking out towards that. But that's pretty much what we have for the palace. So let's dive in and check out our royals. Okay, here are our fabulous royals that I just love so much. They look so cool. So on the left, we have High Queen Leia Holcane. She is the only female ruler that we have. The other two have High Kings, the other two kingdoms. And then on the right, we have her husband, King Uther Holcane. So with these two, the aesthetic they kind of have, we've got, like for this royal family in this kingdom, I've got red skin, we've got the really dark skin, red eyes on the queen, we've got purple eyes on our king, and then the queen has this golden yellow hair, and our king has this bright red hair. So love the aesthetic, the hellish aesthetic they have. Really, really cool. I know our queen's kind of uncomfortable right now, but and they look sad, which really they're too beautiful to look sad. But here's our fabulous queen, and you can kind of see their crowns. Their crowns are red and purple, like I mentioned before, with white pearls. Whereas the other two have, I think there's a blue and green, and then there's a green crown. So there we go, and their portraits, they're lovely portraits, where they look much, much happier. And let's dive into what these characters are about. So we'll start off with High Queen Leia Holcane. Now, oh geez, Uther, where you going? Where you going, Uther? No, sit down, sit down. Uther, King Uther. Everyone else sat through their introductions just fine. What makes you think you can get up and leave? I mean, their needs are pretty terrible, which is probably why they're miserable, but it's 4 a.m. I was with the other kingdoms for how many episodes? You should have been going ahead and taking care of yourselves, but maybe I had autonomy off, but that shouldn't affect you. Anyways, let's get on with her introduction. So, High Queen Leia is jealous, paranoid, and a glutton. So, if you guys remember, her archetype is a psycho queen. So, with High Queen Leia, she's someone that is very, very possessive. And she, because of that, becomes paranoid. So, as you guys already know, a lot of our royal couples, pretty much all our royal couples, don't have any friendship or romantic relationship so far. So they're practically strangers to each other. But I have a feeling that, like, when the 6 royals gathered, High Queen Leia was the first one to pick who she wanted to marry, and she was attracted to Uther, or she found Uther to be, you know, a suitable sort of partner, and she picked him. First choice. and then the other four had to figure themselves out. I feel like that's how it went. Like, she didn't give anyone an option or a choice. She just liked Uther, picked him, and said, okay, he's mine. Now you guys decide amongst yourselves who's gonna marry who. But as a result, I feel as though she's always nitpicking over his interactions with the other nobles. So it's very dangerous to be in this particular kingdom and having gatherings here. And you know how we have all these separate rooms in the palace where Sims can sit down and have private conversations? Well, I feel as though she's the type of queen that keeps an eye on who Uther is talking to, regardless of whether they're a lord or a lady, because I think I've decided that, at least in this series, all my Sims are going to be bisexual. But she gets very, very possessive and paranoid that something's going on between Uther and some other noble. So that's something everyone else has to be careful about, because the kingdom of Holcane's arcane secret is untamed magic, which is the deadly kind. So if you're not careful and you come here and you start making strides towards King Uther that could be friendly, because, you know, our High Queen is absolutely paranoid and will make stuff up that isn't true in her own mind, or she'll come to conclusions that have no premise whatsoever, because that's how creative her jealous imagination gets, then she could potentially kill you. That's what we have with her. Now, we also talked about the fact that it is going to be very tough for us to have children with our royal families because they all have various problems, and the fact that Queen Leia is jealous and possessive isn't exactly the issue with her. Now, with her glutton side, she is also someone who just loves being taken care of, I think, by the butler, by her servants, and she's someone who loves getting attention, especially from King Uther, right? So I feel like that's her. But that's not where the issue comes in, because I feel like High Queen Leia understands and even wants to have children to carry on the lineage and the legacy. The issue is with her husband, King Uther. Because King Uther, like one of our Ramong royals, hates children. He's also a bookworm and a perfectionist, and his archetype is a snob. So he is a bit of an arrogant sim. He had a really good upbringing, obviously, as part of a royal family. He was very highly educated and kind of held himself at a really good standard with things he did and just tasks he took onto himself, mainly like academic, those kind of things, even I guess sometimes creative, mainly academic. That was him, and as a result of his upbringing, he grew up to be a little bit of a privileged snob that thinks he's kind of better than others because of the upbringing he has. He's not like our Sikaar High King, Yorick, who thinks he's the grandest thing to ever have graced the planet. No, that is not Uther. Uther just feels as though he is someone who has trained himself, not necessarily that's innate, but that he has been born into the right family, he's trained himself and educated himself into a spot where he feels as though his like snobbishness, his arrogance is warranted, because he worked hard for that arrogance. So that's kind of the twisted thinking he has, and because he's so focused on refining himself and, you know, just focusing on that, he doesn't really want to have children and is not interested in having children. He's kind of more interested in the intellectual pursuit, which is not something that our High Queen appreciates, because when he is having like intelligent conversation with some other noble, then the Queen automatically starts getting sensitive about it and starts getting jealous and starts reading into things. And I think the fact that he hates children and doesn't want to have children is also going to play into this complicated relationship, because the Queen's going to start thinking that is that why he doesn't want to have children? Because he's having an affair, or he's interested in that sim, or, you know, that particular witch or wizard is flirting with him or trying to make a move on him or has his heart or his head? Is that why he doesn't want to have children with me? I think this is all gonna work together to be super complicated, and I flippin' love it. But that's what we have with these guys. I love them so much. I love them so much. I don't know who my favorite royal family would have to be at this point. I feel like the royal family of Sikaar is very entertaining, but I love the Holcanes. I really like the Holcanes. But okay, I think we are good for the introduction of these guys, and let me quickly just show you the relationship between them. As you can see, pretty much have none, so that's something that needs to be worked on. But two of our kings hate children. One of our queens is evil and unflirty. Like, honestly, guys, how are we gonna do this? Thankfully, we do have kind of a rule where you have to consummate the marriage. So hopefully that first time around we'll get a really good result. Otherwise, we're screwed. But okay, let's head on to our noble families and check them out. Here is our awesome noble family of Holbot. So these guys, I love the pairing. I love all our pairings because they look so different from each other. But they have the blue eyes in common, two different kinds of blue eyes, but blue nonetheless. We have red hair, black hair, and then the dark skin with the light purple skin. They look gorgeous, and this is the noble attire, so the dress and suit that our nobility of Hulkane will be wearing, which I feel like works really well with the world we're in. But we're gonna dive in. We're gonna have a look at their traits and their names, of course. Now, these two noble families in Holcane, they have high lords, and then their wives are ladies, but looks as though their kind of fort home is, oh, the sky looks pretty. Their fort home has been decorated for the holidays, which is great, but they're really cold, so let's kind of get into this before we run out of time. So we have High Lord Dante Holbart on the right, and then we have his wife, Lady Ophelia Holbart. So with High, oh my goodness, I don't know why my mouse is being so laggy. With High Lord Dante, he is a foodie, cheerful, and a geek. So he's kind of a good-natured lord, which is very different to pretty much every other noble we've seen, because most of the other nobles are either greedy, or they're mean, or they're insane, or they have issues of some sort, but he seems like a very good-natured sim. And then we have his wife, who is self-assured, erratic, and goofball. Okay, of course. She's also kind of playful, I guess, but she's crazy playful. She's playful because she's mad. And she finds entertainment in all sorts of strange things that other people don't, but I feel as though their relationship works because Dante is very caring and he is very kind with his wife's kind of mad tantrums and those kind of things. So they make a sweet couple. I like it. I like it. But let's take a look at their crypt slash fort home. So this is what we have here. It almost looks medievalesque, and I actually really, really adore it. I really, really like it. But it's got a gate all around the outside. It's probably for his wife's safety, in all honesty. And then you go on in. You kind of saw we had a decorated hallway over here. I think this is the main entrance. You come through this way. You've got this really cool entryway with a keyboard over here. Is that a keyboard? I think it is. That is so fascinating. Yeah, so we have that. I think this is like two things combined, like shelves and then the keyboard to make it seem like a piano. That is such a cool idea. Interesting. So we have that. And then, okay, this chair I might swap out. There's some things I'll probably swap out over time as we play, but we've got the sitting room, which looks so cool. Now this is kind of a courtyard sort of area, I feel like, in the middle of their estate, which is kind of like a makeshift outdoor eating place as well. We've got like a bar, a grill, and then we have the kennel making station and then a woodworking place. And on the left here is where we have the dining room, and so you come through from the courtyard, I think, yep, or from this side. Yeah, and then we have dining room with a fireplace, a kitchen, a bathroom on that end, and then we have staircase leading up. If you go through the back, this is, oh, we have a little area leading down to the dungeon, which is kind of interesting. But let's check out upstairs, and then you can go upstairs through the entryway as well. So if you come up here, this is where the estate starts splitting into two sides. So on the right, you have a really cool bedroom over here with a bathroom, and then you go up another level, and then look, you've got another bedroom. So that's convenient. This could be a butler's room, I guess, the smaller ones it might turn into. And another bedroom. They have quite a few bedrooms. And then apparently, if you go out to the bathroom, you can go up to the highest level where the kids would play. This is a strange place. I might swap out some things just to make them a bit more sensible. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. And then if you go on to the other side, we have these two bedrooms, which is really cool. And that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of tempted to give the Lord and Lady, I don't know, separate rooms. Maybe the Lord and Lady can sleep in this room, and then maybe the heir will sleep in the room next to them. And then if they have more children, then their children will kind of spread out here. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted, because there's a lot of rooms. We could totally have them have separate rooms on one side, and then have the kids and the butler sleep in this area. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. And then if we go underground, look at this cool place. They have, this is like a spa area, right? It's a hot spring. Okay, so they have hot springs underneath their estate. They don't have the pool that I think one of the Sika noble families do, but they have a hot spring, which is really cool. And then they've got kind of like a massage area, cupcake factory, and they have a fitness room, kind of like the royal palace does, but again, looks a bit modern, so I might swap out some things here and make it less spa-esque. But this is a really cool area, which, why is it locked off? Oh, it's not locked off. Okay. If you go through this particular doorway, so this is kind of like the underground crypt area, then you have all of these brooms at their disposal, and they've got a whole bunch of wand cases, and what's this? They've got, oh, that's cool. They've got some ingredients and stuff and some really cool brooms. Darn, look at that. Look at the collection, and then plants and stuff. And then if you come through this area, so originally I think in this build there is a cauldron here, but like I said, that's something I'm going to introduce in the 4th kingdom as their arcane secret. So I have taken out the cauldron, but I think this would be a really cool place for them to come down and practice magic, and maybe test their dangerous untamed spells. So we have that, and I think that's pretty much for this household. So let's check out the other noble family. He is our next noble family of Holcane, the family of Holdogan. So we have kind of a fire-ice sort of combo going on with these guys, and I am noticing that I think all of the females in Holcane have the red and black eyes. So those genes are very, very strong in this kingdom, and it's going to be interesting to see how that spreads. But we have on the left High Lord Eric Holdogan, and then we have his wife on the right, Lady Amatris Holdogan. So I think all of the Sims, the noble Sims that I'm showing you guys in this particular kingdom, I've gone ahead and made their skins and eyes a bit more fantasy, and I think I gave them sharp ears as well because they had a more normal appearance on the gallery. But look at them in the noble attire. Makes me so, so happy that everyone has their own unique appearance. They are very cold, and I apologize for that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, my lovelies, but I have to show you off. Okay, so I'm gonna just pause. Actually, no, I'm not gonna pause. I'm gonna let them freeze. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the personalities. So High Lord Eric Holdogan. He's romantic, he's self-assured and cheerful, and honestly, apart from the king, of course, I love the men of Holcane. They just seem so good-natured and so nice, and feels as though they really look after their spouses, and they really adore their spouses as well. So he's like a really nice character. And then we have his wife, who is self-assured, loves the outdoors, and an animal enthusiast. So that's really cool because she seems like she is thankfully not crazy or has any psychotic issues. She is just a nice sim who I think with Lord Eric is probably from more humble beginnings, and they, out of the good nature of their hearts, probably helped out the royals, and so the High Queen and King decided to go ahead and make them a noble family. And I like kind of their personality with the home they have, because they actually have a very small noble estate compared to the other one we just saw. In fact, it looks like a mix of an abandoned farmland and graveyard. So it is really, really cool. Love kind of like the dead trees we've got going on here. And then you can kind of see a bunch of really like, it looks as though the ground has just given up on life over here. And the kind of faded colors of a lot of things, they look so worn. We've got like this really murky duck pond with some swans and stuff. But we've got this area with the chicken coop and some hay and some patches that we can have crops in at some point. And then on this side, we've got like a picnic table, and they actually have a pool out back, which is quite nice. But I feel as though their pool kind of has really old, like stagnant water that you probably don't want to swim in. But that's them. Now, if we go on inside, it's very tiny, but I actually love this estate as well. You've got this really quaint and cozy area in the front. They have like the kitchen and living room as well, and then they have a slightly removed dining room off to this side. On the left, sorry, that was right. On the left, they have their bathroom over here. And like I said, everything just looks so old and worn and dusty. And I love that because I feel like it works really well with being kind of like a abandoned crypt and then them being from humble beginnings. And then if we go upstairs, we have a hallway study, and then we have their bedroom, so I feel like they're in a share room, and then they have an additional bedroom for an heir. So I don't know, they might just have the one kid. I mean, obviously in the future, if the heir gets married, then they'll probably have to introduce another bedroom underground or something, because this isn't going to be big enough for two people. But it's kind of something I'll have to think about. A few of these houses I probably will be going ahead and adding basement levels, and I feel like that would fit for a lot of them. But that's essentially what we have with these guys. There's really nothing much to look at over here or check out, but now that we've kind of had a look at everything, let me know who your favorite royal family is. Like, who's your favorite High King or High Queen or couple, royal couple? And then out of all of the nobles that you've seen, is there any noble that you're particularly excited about for the pairing of, because we're going to start seeing children hopefully and all those cool things. And I know some of you have been suggesting to me to turn this into a series and, if I do update videos, how often you want them or those kind of things. And I'm gonna do like 1 or 2 update videos of gameplay to see how it works and how I could potentially turn it into a Let's Play series. And then depending on how that goes and how I feel about it, if it's something that I feel like is sustainable and I'm having a lot of fun with, like recording frequently, then I might just go ahead and turn it into a Let's Play series. But now that we have kind of had a look at everything and everyone, let me know what you guys think, and I can't wait to show you more next time. Bye bye.